Hi, this is Paul. Some of you folks were wondering the process of making our products. We're out in I'm out in the shop, Alita's behind the camera, and we're out here. So I just thought I'd give you a little rundown because I'm making a few pieces today. So what we do is we start out with blocks of resin. I don't have any today to show you, but I will show you one of the blanks. I've already cut the block up. This is similar to the one I'm going to be using here in a few minutes. It's approximately 7/8 of an inch square and about 6 inches long. And during the process, I'll generally cut it up over here on my table saw, up into my blocks. After that, I'll select, I have them all sorted over here in my blank area. Then I will cut the piece over here, and I'm just not going to cut the length, but I'll show you. And I will cut it like that through to length. I just took a very little bit off to show you. Okay, once I do that, I will get a smaller piece. I will have a smaller piece, let's say similar to this one. And that will then in turn come over here. I'm just going to move a few things because my shop is very small. And it then goes into what we call the drill press vise. And then I will just put, this is just for demonstration, I'm not going to go through the whole thing to bore you too bad. And I'll put a drill bit in here, the correct size. The one I'm using going to be using on this project is 3/8 of an inch in diameter. I generally don't have people with me while I'm out here. So 3/8 of an inch in diameter. Tighten it up. And I'm just going to give you an idea because I'm not going to actually do it. So I'll turn it on, and I will put this and drill a hole in the center of this piece. I didn't drill a hole, but it gives you an idea. Okay. The next piece is, and this is a piece I'm going to be working with here. After that hole is drilled, I will put a brass tube inside of there. I have already put the brass tube in, so I generally use my insertion tool and I insert it inside to there, and I use Gorilla Glue to make sure that stays in there well. Then I will have to go back to my drill press eventually, and I will put it's going to be like a trimming tool. It goes into the drill press, it comes down, and it turns and it trims the top of the blank to the exact length of my piece that I need. I've already done that. You can see the little thing on both ends where I've already done that. The next piece, after all that's done, is come over to the lathe. This is where all the mess is made. And I have what we call bushings. They're just little pieces of metal that tell me the exact diameter that I have to turn these things. It goes on to what we call the pen man drill. The bushing goes on to the pen man drill. There's a front end. These are both the same size. The blank goes on there. The other bushing, I've made some homemade spacers out of walnut just to save myself some time. And then I thread on the tightening device. Make sure it's tight. The dead end here comes up and has to be tightened into a small pinhole to keep it perfectly round. And then the tool rest comes up and is tightened into here. if you can see, if you can read upside down, this one has EX on it. This is going to be an executive pen out of our
Under the Sea
resin. So in a moment here, I'm going to start making a mess, so I'm going to stop talking, but I'm going to use, this is a carbide, changeable, because roughing gouge, because the reason I'd be sharpening all the time if I just had to sharpen all the time. So I just take this tip off and I'll put a new one on. The further down I get during the video, you're going to see that I'm going to probably use this gouge. It's a carbide again, but it is, I have to sharpen this one. So the further down I get, I'll get closer, I'll use that a little bit. And then my finishing touches will be the skew. The skew is a straight edge across, again, a carbide, which I have to sharpen all the way down through. I'm not going to talk a lot because it's going to be noisy in a few minutes. And then these are my calipers. It tells me, make sure that I'm at the perfect diameter. My bushings are going to tell me that on the ends, but if I want some figure to it, some shape, the calipers are going to help me do that. So, and I just got to organize this because I have a system. It's the way they go. So my calipers go up here. And I'm going to start making some noise. So we're going to shut this thing off for a minute. We're going to get set up with a stand because Alita doesn't like to get out here and she doesn't like the smell. And then we'll go from there. So.